Tonight's headlines: Comelec asks Pimentel, Pacquiao to reply to PDP Laban petition. No let-up in Duterte's tirades versus critics. COVID-19 cases in the country at 2,434,753. Duterte signs POGO tax law. Cloudy skies, isolated rains to prevail due to ITCZ. And stocks rise as Fed keeps rates steady. Good evening. Today's September 23, 2021. I'm Miguel Patagona and this is Tribune News on Cue. Here are the stories for this evening. The Commission on Elections has ordered Senators Manny Pacquiao and Aquilino Pimentel III to respond to petition of the PDP Laban led by Energy Secretary Alfonso Cusi that seeks to declare them illegitimate members of the ruling party. Cusi's wing filed the petition on September 7 as it accused Pacquiao and Pimentel of pretending to be representatives of the party. In the poll body's order dated September 22, which was shared by the Cusi group on Thursday, the Pacquiao-Pimentel faction was directed to answer the petition within 5 days from receipt of the document. However, Pimentel said they have yet to read the filed document as he also maintained his ties with PDP Laban since the 1980s. The senator's father, the late former Senate President Nene Pimentel, was the founder of the PDP Laban. Malacanang said Thursday that President Rodrigo Duterte will continue to challenge people who make false accusations against his government. Duterte has been using his weekly national address on COVID-19 response to slam his critics, with his tirades currently focused on Senator Richard Gordon, chairman of the Senate panel, looking into allegations of overpricing in procurement of medical supplies at the onset of the pandemic last year. Gordon recently called out Duterte for defending individuals linked to the allegedly overpriced medical supplies. The senator also described the president as a bully and dared him to do his worst. Duterte meanwhile accused Gordon of using the Philippine Red Cross, the humanitarian organization he heads, as his milking cow. The president then called for an audit of public funds received by the PRC. The Department of Health reported 17,411 confirmed COVID-19 cases on Thursday to bring the total number of infected in the country to 2,434,753. This brought the active cases to 165,719, and of the total, 92.1% are mild, 3.1% are asymptomatic, 1.5% are severe, and 0.7% are in critical condition. The number of recoveries, on the other hand, rose to 2,231,558 after 14,090 patients recovered from the deadly disease. The death toll now stands at 37,405 following 177 fatalities recorded. Data from the DOH also showed that 79% of the country's intensive care unit beds are utilized, while 56% of the mechanical ventilators are also in use. Tribune News on Cue will be back after these reminders.
Magpabakuna kayo.
This public service advisory is brought to you by Daily Tribune and 100.3 RJFM.
Magandang araw mga katribo! Narito na ang mga makakasama nyo tuwing umaga sa programang Gising Na. Roy Pelovelo, Comfy Manalo, Chinky Mangkukang, Vernon Velasco, Kim Sancha at Chirk Balagtas. Abangan ang programang Gising Na mula alas 8 hanggang alas 9 ng umaga sa Facebook page ng Daily Tribune.
Ilabas ng mainit na kape at samahan kami sa inyong pag-almusal, mga katribo.
Sama-sama natin alamin ang mga natatagong istorya sa mga latest na kaganapan sa loob at labas ng bansa.
Simulan ang bawat umaga with good vibes sa mga informative and recreational segments dito sa ating programa.
Maaari niyo rin ibahagi sa amin ang inyong opinion via Daily Tribune Facebook page at Tribune Now sa YouTube.
Makichika na rin sa latest showbiz happenings, mga katribo.
Kaya naman, magkita-kita po tayo mula Lunes hanggang Biyernes, alas 8 hanggang alas 9 ng umaga at magsama-sama po tayo sa
Gising Na!
Magpabakuna kayo.
It's time for the world to know. Outstanding Filipinos in America. The 11th Outstanding Filipinos in America Awards 2021. A salute to the heroes of coronavirus. Coming back live in person at Carnegie Hall in New York City, home of the TOFA Awards since 2011.
Magpabakuna kayo.
This public service advisory is brought to you by Daily Tribune and 100.3 RJFM.
Oh, vaccination, isolation. Gotta keep up with my nutrition. Gotta maintain my body condition. Then I can take my vaccination. What do I choose? What do I take? As long as it is not a fake. AstraZeneca, Moderna, BioNTech, even Sinovac, okay na. Pababakuna ka ba? 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 Vaccination for the nation, no more isolation. With vaccination. Pababakuna ka ba? 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 Paturok, paturok, paturok.
This public service advisory is brought to you by Daily Tribune and 100.3 RJFM.
Magpabakuna kayo.
In other news, President Rodrigo Duterte has signed a law providing a tax regime for the Philippine offshore gaming operations, according to the Malacanang on Thursday. Signed on Wednesday, Republic Act 1159-0 imposes a 5% gaming tax on services rendered by offshore gaming licenses and a 25% withholding tax on foreigners employed by offshore gaming licenses and service providers. 60% of the total revenue collected from the gaming tax will be used for the implementation of the Universal Healthcare Law. 20% will be allocated to the Health Facilities Enhancement Program, and the remaining 20% will go to the attainment of Sustainable Development Goals, which will be determined by the National Economic and Development Authority. State Weather Bureau Pag-asa, partly cloudy to cloudy skies with isolated rain showers will prevail over Metro Manila and the rest of the country due to the intertropical convergence zone and localized thunderstorms. In its daily weather forecast, the Weather Bureau advised affected residents to prepare for the possible flash floods or landslides due to severe thunderstorms. Meanwhile, light to moderate winds and slight to moderate coastal water conditions will be experienced in Luzon, Visayas, and Mindanao. The Pag-asa synoptic stations at the Science Garden in Quezon City also reported a minimum temperature of 26 degrees Celsius and a maximum temperature of 33.6 degrees Celsius. And in business, local shares gained anew on Thursday following the Federal Reserve's decision to keep key rates steady while the peso ended the day sideways against the greenback. The Philippine Stock Exchange Index rose by 24.55 points or 0.36% to 6,915.28 at the closing bell. The broader all shares followed with an increase 15.93 points or of 0.37% to 4,302.50. Regina Capital Development Corporation head of sales Luis Limningan said that Philippine stocks climbed after the Federal Reserve decided to leave the policy rates unchanged. Still, there is no indication on how quickly the Fed will taper its asset purchases. Volume totaled 1.58 billion shares, amounting to 6.48 billion pesos. Garners led losers at 105 to 79, while 58 shares were unchanged. Meanwhile, the peso ended the day sideways against the US dollar at 50.34 from 50.27 a day ago. And that wraps up the stories tonight. Before we go, I would like to thank the SM Store, Araneta City, Department of Tourism and Overseas Community Affairs Council member Alan Lin of the Republic of China for their continued support. Again, this is Miguel Bautagon and you're watching Tribune News on Q. Stay safe, stay healthy, and stay at home. Good night and God bless us all.